Hi, I'm Lieutenant Lowe, and this is Fountain Fire's Fireground Fundamentals. So here at Fountain Fire Department, we utilize a unique combination of hose lines, nozzles, and hose lengths to achieve certain tactical objectives on the fire ground. We like to call that our attack packaging. Our attack packaging is going to be the same hoses, nozzles, colors, and pretty much the same setup no matter what truck we're on. And we're gonna go over a couple of those today. So every truck is gonna have what we call a garbage line or a trash line. Specifically on this truck 212, it's going to be located in the bumper, and most of them are. However, it may be in different locations, but it's going to be the same setup. So for this, we use for miscellaneous fires such as small garbage fires or things that we can put out really fast. A line like this should not be deployed on anything where we're going to need significant water, to include outside fires, structure fires, and vehicle fires. But this is just a nice go-to line that's easy to clean up, that we can get fast water on small fires. All of our trash lines are going to consist of 1 3/4 hose, a true 1 3/4 hose, as well as some sort of nozzle, backup nozzle, that's going to flow anywhere from 95 gallons a minute to 150 gallons a minute. This is one of our older Chief XD nozzles, and this flows 150 gallons per minute, so this is going to give us significant flow for those fires. Another piece of equipment that we have on every truck, although it may be in different locations, is what we call our Blitz Attack nozzle. Our Blitz Attack nozzle consists of 100 feet of 3-inch hose into a Blitz Attack nozzle, which is created by TFT. This flows 500 gallons per minute at 100 PSI. This nozzle we use in defensive operations or operations where we want to put a lot of water far away on unmanned nozzles. So moving on to what we call our crosslays, which is going to be consistent on each truck. This is going to be our bread and butter of firefighting. If we're going to be deploying line for a fire, most likely it's coming from the crosslays on each one of our trucks. So to start, we have our red crosslay, which is going to be the lower crosslay, and this is going to deploy on the officer side. This is going to be 200 feet of 1.78 diameter hose. This is going to consist of a 7/8 smoothbore nozzle that has the ability to transition into a fog nozzle that's going to flow 161 gallons per minute at 50 PSI. Okay, moving on to our second crosslay that's going to deploy off of the driver's side. It's going to be our yellow hose, which is also going to be 1.78 diameter. This hose is going to have a combination nozzle, combination fog nozzle that flows 150 gallons per minute at 50 PSI. This is going to be our go-to when we want less nozzle reaction and more control of our hose line on a basic structure fire. All right, moving on to our big water, big fire line, we're going to go to what we call our 2.5-inch attack line. We want to deploy this line when we do have big fire or an incident where we need to have a lot of heat absorption and need to bring more power to our firefight. All of our 2.5 lines are going to be green. They may be in different locations depending on the design and truck that you're on, but they're going to consist of 200 feet of 2.5, which is again going to be this green line, and they're going to have an 1 3/16 nozzle, which flows 300 gallons per minute at 50 PSI. In the back of our trucks, you'll find our supply hose beds. We use various lengths of supply hose beds and sizes, but our go-to is going to be our 5-inch. Each truck, besides the ladder truck, is going to have 600 feet of 5-inch to deploy to a hydrant. That way we can get a water supply in the truck. And then we have a supplemental amount of white supply hose, which is going to be 3-inch, that we'll use in a miscellaneous manner. Lastly, in our attack packaging, we have what we call our deck gun, which is a stationary or remote master stream device. We use our deck gun either attached to the truck or remotely when we want to flow a ton of water, usually in a defensive operation for firefighting or for hazmat operations, and put it far away from the scene without having to commit personnel to that scene. Our first tip is going to be an 1 3/8 tip. This is going to flow over 500 gallons per minute at 80 PSI. If we take that off, it's going to go down to the 1.5-inch tip, which will give us 596 gallons per minute at 80 PSI. If we get down to our third tip, that's going to be an 1 3/4. That's going to flow about over 810 gallons per minute at 80 PSI. And then if we get all of our tips down, we go to the basic deck gun opening, which is going to be a 2-inch tip, which is going to flow us over 1,000 gallons per minute at 80 PSI. And you're gonna find this set up pretty consistently on all of our trucks that do have this device. And that's our standard attack packaging that you're gonna find on our fire apparatus here. Let's go fight some fire.